This is wildlife biologist Eric Orff with the New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife YouTube channel. Well, I was scanning my diaries this morning. This is from 1995. You forget what work it takes to have things turn out the way they are. We have more moose than there have been in 200 years, more bears, turkeys than there have been in over 100 years, 200 years. So wildlife abounds in New Hampshire, and I often forget the hard work it took to make this happen. And I was very fortunate to be a part of that during my 31-year career with the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department from 1976 to 2007. So I go back to my diaries to take a look at what was happening some of those times. So here's 1995. So duck season began, October 2nd, so about a week ago. And we have quite a few ducks in New Hampshire. And to have a duck season, it's under federal guidelines, the Fish and Wildlife Service, and you are kind of required to band a certain number of ducks each year, and it's these banded ducks and the recapture of those ducks, or killing, and the reports of bands that helps the Fish and Wildlife Service and wildlife biologists in the Fish and Wildlife Service to kind of determine how many ducks there are and what percentage are being taken by hunters, and so to control the season and bag limits and things like that. So that's why states are required to band a certain a number of ducks each year pre-duck season. So in September in New Hampshire, and then post in January. So here in 1995, I was just reading how hard it was to ban the ducks that year. Here on the 15th, I note that I have rebaited a site for I don't know how many times. Then the week of the 16th, I see that I got up at 3 in the morning and went down to Great Bay National Wildlife Refuge and was there well before light to set up to ban ducks, and we caught none. So in a week's time, I got up at 3 in the morning, drove down to Great Bay, been pre-baiting there, set up the rocket net, and went pretty much every other day for that week of the 16th and caught no ducks. So aren't always successful, but during that week, as you can see here, that I did catch ducks in Dover, and lo and behold, sometimes I brought my kids onto the job. So Sunday, September 24th, up at 4:45 in the morning with the kids. So you get your kids out of bed at 4:45 in the morning to go catch ducks. But they did. So we went over to Northwood Lake and caught 31 mallards at 6:15, including one recaptured. So there again, another way to determine duck numbers by what's called capture and recapture. So I stirred the kids out of bed at 4:30 in the morning and headed off to Northwood Lake. I remember going to Northwood Lake another year by myself. That's, I guess, why this time I stirred the kids, because when I caught the ducks, I was the only one there. And I saw somebody walking by in the early morning light, and I flagged them down. And that gentleman came out and helped me band the couple of dozen ducks that I had. So when opportunity knocks, you got to reach out and touch somebody. And that morning, this fella that was just walking by in his early morning walk got to help me band ducks at Northwood Lake. So a lot of work went into banding ducks and continues to today. Wildlife biologists from Region 1 up in Lancaster and Region 2, and all of us each year, all the wildlife biologists were tasked with catching and banding ducks, which continues to today. That's why we have our duck season. So thank you, fellow wildlife biologists, for keeping at it and helping us to maintain a duck season here in New Hampshire.